Hey, welcome to The Explainer. We all kind of think we know what the world is, right? It's the solid, real stuff all around us. But what if I told you that's only half the story? Today, we are diving into a really perspective-shifting idea from Buddhist teachings that might just change how you see, well, everything. So let me ask you straight up, what is the world? Seriously, what's the first thing that pops into your head when you hear that question? I'm guessing it's something like this. You know, the solid, stable reality that's all around you. The people you know, the places you go, the things you can touch, like the chair you're on or the screen you're looking at right now. That's the version of reality we've all been taught since we were kids. And that common sense view is exactly where we're going to start. This is the world we think we know, the one we live and breathe in every single day. In Buddhist philosophy, this is actually called conventional truth, and it's totally necessary. I mean, we need to agree that a car is a car to get around, or a house is a house so we can find our way home. The Buddha never said this reality was wrong. It's the practical truth we all use to function. But, and this is a big but, it's not the only truth. And this is where things get really interesting. This sets the stage for a completely different view, what the teachings call absolute truth. This gets to the very heart of what we directly experience, moment by moment. So, when the Buddha's attendant Ananda asked him, "Hey, what is the world?" this was his answer. Now notice what he doesn't say. He doesn't define the world by its solidity or its thingness. He defines it by its transience. He's saying the world is the quality of being temporary. The most fundamental characteristic of our world isn't that it's solid, it's that it's constantly changing. Okay, so let's put these two side by side, because this is where it really clicks. On one side, you've got conventional truth, our world of ideas, of concepts like people, things, and this feeling of a solid, lasting me. But on the other side, you've got absolute truth, a world of pure, direct experience, where all those things are actually revealed to be just this incredibly fast stream of fleeting phenomena that pop into existence and vanish in a split second. So how in the world do you get from seeing a solid object to seeing this stream of fleeting moments? Well, the teachings say we need to learn how to dissect our own experience, break it down into its most basic building blocks. The first building block is something called nama. These are all the mental phenomena. The easiest way to think about this is it's the subjective part. It's the consciousness that's doing the experiencing. It's not a thing itself, it's the act of seeing, the act of hearing, the act of thinking. It's the experiencing. And the second building block is rupa, or physical phenomena. This is the objective stuff that gets experienced. And this is super important. It's not a teapot or a person. It's the raw data, the color that hits the eye, the sound vibration that hits the ear, the feeling of hardness, the feeling of heat. Rupa doesn't know anything. It's just there to be experienced by nama. All right, let's make this super practical. The teapot. When you think you see a teapot, what's actually happening on this deeper level? Okay, step one. Your eye sense makes contact with color and shape. That's rupa. Instantly, and I mean instantly, a moment of seeing consciousness arises to know that color. That's nama. And it's only after that, in a totally separate moment, that your mind jumps in and slaps on the label, the concept, teapot. What feels like one single event is actually a lightning-fast sequence of separate moments. The source text uses this really powerful, kind of graphic analogy to explain this. It says wisdom is like a butcher who dissects a cow. He can break it down piece by piece until there's no cow left at all, just its component parts. In the exact same way, wisdom can mentally dissect our idea of me or a person or a teapot until all that's left are these basic impersonal elements of nama and rupa. So you can probably see, this isn't just some intellectual game. It's actually a path, a practice. It's about training our awareness to notice what's really happening from one moment to the next. In fact, the teachings say we don't even live in one big world. We live in 6. At any given instant, reality is only ever showing up through one of these 6 sense doors. You are either seeing, or hearing, or smelling, or tasting, or feeling a touch, or thinking. Now, it feels like it's all happening at once, but if you pay close enough attention, you realize they are distinct, separate experiences, one after the other. So let's see how this completely changes a real-life difficult situation. Someone says something harsh to you. The conventional view, right, the story we tell ourselves is, that person insulted me, I am so hurt and angry. We create this solid drama with a lasting me right at the center of it all. But from the absolute view, what really happened?
A sound, that's rupa, was experienced. A moment of hearing, nama, arose. A moment of unpleasant feeling, another nama, arose. By the time you even form the thought, I'm hurt, all of those original phenomena, they're already gone. They've vanished. There's literally nothing solid there to hold on to. There's this beautiful analogy that captures this perfectly. It says that all phenomena are like the sound of a lute. I mean, where is the sound before the lute is played? It's nowhere. And where does it go after it's played? Nowhere. It just comes into being because of the right conditions. The lute, the string, the musician, and then poof, it's gone. The teachings say every single one of our experiences is exactly like that. Okay, so why do this? Why go through all this mental gymnastics of dissecting reality? Why does this radically different view of the world actually matter in our day-to-day lives?
Well, here's the payoff. Because it shows us that the real, fundamental cause of our troubles isn't what happens to us. It's not the harsh words. It's not the difficult person. It's not the bad situation. It's our own internal reaction, our ignorance of this fleeting reality, and our deep-seated habit of clinging to things as if they are solid, personal, and permanent.
And when you start to really see this, even a little bit, the results are incredibly practical. You get less hurt by what people say because you see it's just sound and thought, and it's already gone. You find you have more patience, more forgiveness. You're less of a slave to your cravings because you see that the things you want are just fleeting phenomena too. It brings about this incredible sense of balance, of even-mindedness, and ultimately freedom from seeing everything as me and mine. And that's the whole point, really. This practice isn't about escaping the world or denying it. It's about understanding it so deeply, so directly, that we are no longer enslaved by it. Freedom comes from knowing reality, from seeing things exactly as they are, as this impersonal, conditioned, and constantly changing flow of experience. So I'll just leave you with this thought. If your entire world, right here, right now, isn't actually a collection of solid things, but just a constant stream of fleeting moments of seeing, hearing, feeling, and thinking, what are you going to notice in the very next one?